121-103, the Spurs are winners, and the Spurs are still perfect on this season. 4-0 for the first time since 2017 as we welcome you in to Spurs Live. Nate Ryan alongside the Lone Star legend TJ Ford. And TJ, this tonight truly a team win. Feels good to be perfect.
Oh, it feels good to be able to have the first half that we had is coming out aggressive, being able to get in the paint and being able to move the basketball. All the keys to victory, these guys did everything we asked before the game, and they executed the game plan to be 4-0.
And they did a good job containing the Raptors' big three tonight, but the big three for San Antonio, Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, and Victor Wembanyama showing up, but getting by with some help from their friends.
Yeah, when you look at as many guys as been in double figures and you look at the productivity of each guy when he steps on the floor, no matter how many minutes he's getting, and you got to give Mitch and the coaching staff a great kudos because they're got all these guys ready no matter when they get subbed in, no matter when he places them in the game, and these guys are being real productive on the offensive end, but more importantly, also on the defensive end.
And incredible, too. This was a game that the Spurs led wire to wire, did not trail that night. Coming off a back-to-back, you'll certainly take that. Jacob Toby and Sean Elliott had a front row seat to it, and JT, Sean, perfect. 4-0. How about make it 5 this week, right?
Perfecto, Sean. And perfect in the box score, plus 35. That's better than Dylan's last night.
Unbelievable.
And you love it for Wemby.
I mean, what didn't he do tonight? How about the spinning 360 shot off the glass to start the game off? Behind the back in the open court, dropping it off to Devin Vassell for an easy one. I mean, to only get 8 shots and end up with 24 points is extremely efficient. And give the Toronto Raptors a lot of credit. I mean, you can see there, he's having to deal with a defender to the left, a defender to the right, and he just didn't force anything, which was great to watch. And then he gets his isolation late in the ball game and scores not once but twice. Watch him cradle it there, then kiss it off the glass. No 3-point attempts tonight for Victor Wembanyama. So that shows you right there that you can dominate a game without taking threes. He had a masterful presence in the paint. Even though he blocked one shot, he forced a lot of turnovers, deterred a lot of drives, a lot of interior shots, did a great job at the free throw line. You really can't ask more of him. He was really patient tonight against a stingy defense that was intent on stopping him. For the most part, a really solid job.
You've been a part of some cool winning streaks in your career. What is it like to just keep on feeling that winning feeling?
It's great. It's awesome. I mean, the locker room's buzzing. I was on the team in 95, 96. We won like 17 or 18 in a row, and we were just feeling ourselves. And your confidence just continues to rise. You can feel like you can beat anybody. Now, we played some teams that weren't projected to be so good and maybe are struggling a little early on in the season, but a win is still a win. It still bolsters the locker room, and our guys still have some things to work on now. Coming out of the locker room in the third quarter, hasn't been good the last 2 games. Got a little turnover prone there. Some other decisions on the offensive end, but other than that, you couldn't ask for anything more this early in the season.
And the one thing you know about Miami on Thursday is that they're going to come in here. They don't care what the Spurs have done. They're going to play hard. The defense is going to be great. The last time they were in this building, Bam Adebayo hit a game-winning shot.
Yes, so he's going to be a problem. I don't know who's going to play for them just yet, but we took care of business in the preseason against him, but that was the preseason. Yep. Miami, with Eric Spoelstra as the coach, they seem to get better as the season wears on. They're going to come in here trying to get a victory. Our guys have to be prepared for a physical ball game.
It's a battle of 2-1, the Hornets and the Heat tomorrow night, and then the Heat will play the Spurs. So we'll see what happens. 5-0. Are you going to put it out there? Should we not talk about it?
No, we're not going to jinx our guys.
Okay, we'll just move on and say 4-0 for now, guys.
18 points on the victorious end. Devin Vassell, who we caught up with, says it feels good to be perfect. We've got the rebounding margin, making history with the Spurs tonight on the other side. Bit of a new tradition we've got here on Spurs Live. We're leaving it up to you to decide, TJ, who has the best walk-in fit. Obviously, right? A lot of drip coming in the door. And the fans here tonight voting Keldon Johnson, going with the flannel, the Cowboy Keldon. That's right here in the Lone Star State. Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong, right? You talked about the rodeo. You talked about, the people in the community going out and vote. So I think they got the message, looking at Keldon come in with the cowboy hat with the nice outfit.
It's a bit of a different era. What was your go-to walk-in fit? Were you
Well,
a suit
and
tie?
booted. We had the rules now where you had to dress up and put on a blazer or put on a suit. So for me, I think that's why me and you looking as dapper as we are, because I'm used to my uniform, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, though, right there. Though the rebounds, though, tonight for San Antonio on the glass, history on this occasion. Raptors were held to just 20 rebounds. San Antonio has out-rebounded their opponent in every single game this season by double digits. Here tonight by 24. 20 boards for the Raps.
Well, that's taking care of the fundamentals of the game. When you look at rebounding and you're looking at giving the fewest of 20 rebounds, that's just showing that you're executing the schemes. When the ball goes up, you're finding a man and you're boxing out and rebounding the basketball. So being able to protect the glass on the offensive end and the defensive end is a reason why we was able to get to a big lead.
Season high tonight for Harrison Barnes, including big three-pointers there down the stretch. Remember, Toronto cut this to an 8-point game midway through the fourth quarter. Coming out of a timeout, Harrison spotting up in the corner, drilling it from the eye-line.
Yeah, when you look at his veteran leadership, a guy that can be in at any moment and make big shots, and when they was on a run, he was able to find open looks and knock it down from the three-point shot. So when we look at Harrison Barnes and his veteran leadership, it was definitely came in handy when Toronto Raptors made their run and made the game a lot closer.
You can saw a little bit of emotion there from Harrison after he drilled that last one. Turning to the fans there, a little bit of engagement. You see 18 points, and those numbers from three, you'll take that from HB.
Oh, you would take it. I mean, you look at his consistency. I mean, Harrison Barnes has been one of the best pros, a guy that was the number one player coming out of high school and the type of career that he's having in the NBA. And we're lucky to have him as a Spurs, because when things got rattled and you needed that veteran leadership and a guy to make the right play and the right movement, Harrison Barnes showed up tonight.
You can always count on Harrison Barnes showing up. Just look at his numbers in terms of games played over the last couple years. Another player in double figures tonight was Stephon Castle, the mid-range float game. Again, Spurs 4-0. Obviously, TJ Mitch has been coaching this team. He's coached in back-to-backs before, but tonight as full-time Spurs head coach, navigating a game last night into a game tonight, but one of the teams looked like it was off a back-to-back, the Spurs, and the other team didn't in Toronto, and Mitch was pushing all the right buttons.
Yeah, back-to-backs are tough. You don't have as much rest. Things are the way you go about your life is a little different on the back-to-back, and being able to execute the night before and come out and have to do it again against another game plan in a short period of time. The Spurs have done an excellent job with that. When you look at those guys being ready and protecting home court advantage, they was able to do that in this stretch here for the first two games on a back-to-back. So being able to win back-to-backs is just important in your season, because it gives you life, it gives you momentum, and it also gives you that comfort of being able to trust each other as teammates. And we was able to display that and see that tonight.
I like how Mitch talked about, young people in general have a lot of energy, and he's managing that with his players in his locker room being 4-0. You had a lot of energy, you still do, but you had a lot of energy when you came into the NBA, TJ. We're talking about pregame fits. Are those capris? What are those right there?
Hey, this is one of the greatest photos of all time. So the way this story works is rookie transitional program where we all get the message of welcome to the NBA and things to expect. When we get to the photo shoot, they brought me this uniform out of a bag. They opened it up. I asked the guy, "What is this?"
Yeah.
He said, "This is what the Bucks sent you." And I didn't have a choice but to wear that, because if I did, then I wouldn't have my rookie cards. I wouldn't have been in my video game, and I was a kid that grew up with all that excitement of being on a video game and having my rookie card. I was not missing that.
So that wasn't something that you requested. It was just what was sent. What was the size?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull it out the closet, because I still have the jersey and the shorts. But I think that was a guy for the size of Wemby. It wasn't for a guy that was 6 foot at all.
That's one of the more legendary photos, and you're part of the more legendary draft classes in NBA history, that 03 draft class. Looking ahead to Thursday night, San Antonio going to try to make it 5-0, and it'll be the Miami Heat coming to town Thursday night on FanDuel Sports Network. Looking ahead to Miami 2-1 on the season, but a well-coached team. Eric Spoelstra coming in. Obviously, this team going to give their best.
Oh, you're getting a high-level organization that you're going to be playing against. And when you're looking at Eric Spoelstra, the guy that's USA basketball coach now, the team is going to be well prepared. And some of the things that we have maybe dropped off on when it comes to, coming out in the third quarter, not being productive, handling our turnovers and doing a little bit better protecting the basketball. Those small little details and small things that maybe can work on a team that is not a high-level caliber team may not work against an established team and a well-coached team like the Miami Heat.
And certainly the Spurs will have a much bigger target on their back now being 4-0.
Being 4-0, but I just think coming in and those guys establishing themselves. I think when you look at Wemby being able to learn how to be very productive without using a lot of his energy. When you look at tonight, didn't take many shot attempts, but he will still have a huge impact on this game. And that's just showing the growth of him, of being a great basketball player, but his knowledge every game is continuing to get better.
Tyler Hero will not be playing for the Miami Heat. Remember, underwent left foot surgery in the offseason. He's fresh off his first All-Star appearance. But the Heat did go out. They got Norman Powell in the offseason. He can fill it. That promises to be an entertaining one on Thursday night. And the Spurs, one of a handful of unbeatens left in the association. Wire-to-wire domination tonight against the Toronto Raptors. 6 in double figures. Led by Victor Wembanyama. Harrison Barnes adding 18. An 18-point dub tonight from the FBC. 7:30 Thursday. Spurs and Heat right here on FanDuel Sports.